Always
Good.
good to see you.
You too, man. You too.
So tell me, what is the most important thing? What is the most exciting thing you did for today?
For today, finish off my new PC setup, man. So I've got my dual monitors connected. I've got my PlayStation, my PC, all connected up. So we're going to be hitting the live streaming real hard, man.
Wow, man, I'm really excited, really excited about that. And I want to share more about it a little bit later as well. But first, Shaun, I would like to introduce you to the few people that don't know you yet. So you currently
Okay,
have around 2.1 million followers on TikTok.
that's right.
And the most really exciting thing is you have more than 127,000 followers on Instagram as well. And the reason
Yeah,
that I'm saying that is a lot of big TikTok influencers have a really hard time to build their audience on Instagram,
yeah,
right? Now you're also working hard on YouTube. You currently already have 16,000 subscribers over there.
yeah.
And I see, and we both see a lot of opportunity for you on YouTube. But before that, Shaun, I have to ask you, how did you do that on Instagram?
Well, I think with TikTok and being able to get such high view counts on all your videos, to be honest with you, I felt that people wanted to see more about what we did, like day-to-day life and all that kind of stuff. And what I found was I would tease it a little bit in TikTok to then generate some like intrigue and then say like, you can see this story on Instagram right now because
Yeah,
I'm posting it there.
smart.
Which is great. It doesn't work for everybody because some people still want to see it on TikTok because they don't have Instagram.
Right.
So I kind of do like early releases on Instagram for people that want to go and see it first.
Yeah,
So that drives traffic, and then there's a few little sneaky tricks like making your account private to encourage
smart,
a follow.
man.
But it's just generating intrigue and building up a story of like what's been happening and what's going on, and they really want to see the end of the story. So that's my technique of doing it. It may not be right for everybody, but that's how I built it so
It,
quickly.
it's amazing to see because, like I said, we're working together with some TikTok influencers, and you are one of the few. I can even count it on one hand that really understood the algorithm of multiple platforms as well, especially regarding live streaming, Shaun. Because
Yeah.
let's talk about it soon as well. Because you started on TikTok how long ago?
So I started TikTok November last year. So it's almost a year now. So it's around 11 months that I've been on there. And to be honest with you, the first few months were kind of slow. It was just like messing around a little bit on there. I didn't take it as serious. It was only when the numbers started to come in that, I started to think, right, this is serious now. So yeah, really on TikTok. I've been on there since November, but I'd say probably from the start of coronavirus really is where I really upped my game. And that's where the followers started to come in then quite quickly.
So what was the first, because it took you a few months to hit hard on TikTok to really gain
Yeah.
the audience. How long did it take you exactly, and which video was it, and how many exposure did you get on the video?
So to grow my TikTok, you mean, right?
So right, wasn't there like one specific viral video you had?
There was one. I think there was one video that managed to get me like 100,000
Wow.
followers in overnight, and it was just like a prank that I did on my girlfriend, and I basically built up this prank of what I was going to do. It was the dirty face soap prank. It was one of those gag jokes,
Okay.
and I replaced the soap with this one, and then I had it all ready, and I said, come back later and you'll see the reaction. And of course, everybody wanted to see the reaction, so they followed me, and I gained so many followers. It got 20 million views.
20 million views.
20 million, yeah.
Wow. And my first question is, how is that waking up with 100,000 views? Like out of nowhere, of
I
course.
didn't sleep. Honestly, I didn't sleep because I posted it, I think it was around like 6 p.m. UK time.
Right.
And by sort of 9 o'clock, it was on like something silly, like 300,000 views. When all my other videos that I'd done were on like, 50,000 or something. I was like, well, this is going big. And my notifications were just going ping, 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 like followers. Like I was gaining, every time I refreshed my TikTok, I was going up 100 followers. I was like, this is crazy. What's going on? So I just went with it overnight. I stayed up till about 2, 3 a.m. watching the followers go up, and I think it got to like 60,000, and then I went to sleep. I woke up and I was on 100,000. I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened? And I literally woke my girlfriend up. I was like, I did it, 100,000. She's like, no way. And I was
Wow,
like,
man.
that was the pivotal moment, really.
Wow, man. I'm a little bit speechless because to get that right, and you didn't have a previous experience with creating content before TikTok, right?
No, it was all brand new. Yeah. So
So when did you just had one day, how did it go, the process? Just talking to your girlfriend, telling her about, hey, I want to do pranks, let's try TikTok out. Did someone tell you about it? Because your brother is huge as well. So how
yeah.
did it work?
So me and my brother both follow, I'm sure you know, Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And back in like September, October of last year, he was pushing out so much content on YouTube about TikTok is a place to be. You've got to get on TikTok. You can make one video and get 1 million views. And he was saying it over. If you look at his YouTube, man, around the time that I started is when he was really pushing it. So me and my brother like phoned each other, and we're like, "Have you seen what Gary Vee is banging on about this TikTok?" And he's like, yeah. So my brother posted a video before me, and it was real funny. He literally posted a video of a toy rat and just like left it on our dad's pillow. And he got like something silly, like 1,000 followers from that video. First ever video that he posted. And I was like, right, I'm getting on this. And yeah, so I would credit 100% all of it down to Gary Vee, man.
It's insane because Gary Vee is talking a lot about, okay, I'm watching his videos sometimes as well. And the one thing I remember him saying is there are so many people watching this content, but by only watching it and listening to my advice, you're not gonna gain audience or do what you want to do. You really have to do it. And I think
Yeah.
your brother and you specifically are one of those few persons that really, understood, okay, he's saying this, let's do something with it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it all started just like jokingly, really. Like, we didn't really believe that we were going to go on there and get 2.1 million followers. We didn't, going into it, we just never would have dreamt for that to happen, you know? And it was just that build up in the first few months. And then when we really started to take it seriously, that was when it really went. We were taking it serious, but like just doing. Rather than really hardcore focusing on it. And when I started to look at the data behind the videos I was doing, I really knew what videos were going to perform better than others. And I just focused on what I knew worked and just kept going.
Smart. Yeah, you really are a person that understands the algorithm because we are working together on live streaming platforms. And another thing as well, you're going more and more in towards the gaming content, and you tend to do extremely well. So how is it for you, kind of switching only from pranks also to gaming? Because it's a big passion from you. What a lot of people don't know, but I think it's pretty obvious. Man, you're such a kind guy and a pleasure to work with. Really,
Thank you.
we're talking so much together on WhatsApp, like friends.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's just the way I am. I just like to be friends with everybody. And the whole thing with TikTok, you know, it's especially when we started to make it more serious, like when the coronavirus hit and all of that. Our main thing, like the biggest joy that I get from putting out all the content is bringing positivity to people and having fun and having a laugh. And that's just kind of the reason we do it now, really, is for other people rather than ourselves.
Beautiful. I remember one particular thing, and just want to talk about it quick. I was with the biggest TikTok influencer currently in Malaysia, and we did an interview with him as well, Shaun Nyland. I remember it is hard to set up all the live streaming platforms where you do it for the first time, and I just knew I had to call you once, and you would be able to help it, and you didn't, man. So appreciate that a lot. It shows what kind of person you are. And what is it for you changing your content towards gaming?
Well, with the family and stuff as well, Tommy's really into it, so that was always a benefit. I used to be really into it when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I think it's always worth diversifying yourself a little bit. Like, we'll always do the pranks, the fun, the comedy. We'll always do that because that's what has, you know, that's how we've grown and that's how we've spread that positivity. But people, now we've got that many followers, people like to see other parts. So that's originally why we started YouTube and we started doing like vlogs with the family.
Mhm.
And that didn't really kind of take off as much. People liked it, but I think with the gaming, people have such a strong interest in that industry right now. I think that industry is just blowing up. So it just makes sense, because Tommy enjoys it so much, just like
Mhm.
streaming and
Mhm.
playing with his friends and with me, and it's
Mhm.
just it's a whole new experience. It's like starting TikTok all over again, but with gaming.
It's insane to watch some people growing extremely hard in gaming as well. And as you know, Delco Tenants, the company, the agency, we're focusing mostly on gamers. And man, your potential in that is huge. So to tell your audience, where can they follow you on YouTube to watch your gaming content? Because that's almost only gaming, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be gaming now. So the channel's just my name, Shaun Nyland, YouTube/Shaun Nyland. Plug that in there real quick. But yeah, that's gonna be solely gaming, like challenges. We're gonna, rather than taking it like serious, like pro gaming, I'm gonna follow the whole trend of just the fun challenge, comedy, that kind of content, just because that's always worked better for us. I don't fancy myself as a pro gamer anytime soon, but I've certainly had fun with it.
It's awesome to hear. And I just have to ask it, Sean, where does the passion come from? Were you a kid and you thought, okay, one day I want to be famous, or I just want to do what I think is fun? Because it's currently your full-time job, or
Yeah.
not yet? It is.
Yeah. It is. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that bombshell is literally this month. So it's happening this month.
Man, I'm so happy for you. You more than earned it.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
So where does the passion come from? Were you always different when you were younger? Did you always went to your own bed? How is it that you could create your from your passion and hobby really your income? Because there's so many people out there that want to do it. Like, what is it? What is different from you? Are you always that dedicated, hardworking, passionate?
That is the number one thing. It's just hard work. Like, you would not believe how many times that I failed at stuff. I've tried so many things. You know, so my background, and I think a lot of it would be down to the fact that I lost eyesight in one of my eyes. And as soon as that happened, well, just before that happened, I was in the academy for Leicester City Football Club, like almost becoming professional footballer. And then that happened, and that kind of just ruined it for me. I wasn't able to, like, I was on the operating bed for months and months on end. I wasn't able to play for 2 years. Um, and that kind of crushed all my dreams. And I went into this like 2 year anxiety depression period, where I would go to school because I was young and I'd have an eye patch on and people would call me a pirate and all this kind of stuff was going on in the background. And just literally people was like, you know, you're never going to make it now. And I was like, I just didn't accept it, because my grades, they were predicted like all A's in school, like, so the top level grades. And then after the injury, I didn't have any school attendance because I was depressed and anxious, and my grades went down. And then there was just this point where I just became, I can't remember the exact point, but it's almost just like there became a point where I just thought, right, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to do something about it. And ever since that moment, everything's been different. I can remember actually my nan saying, after, because I finished school and I just about passed, literally just. And I said, right, I'm going to go to college. And my nan said to me, he is never, ever going to stick at college. He doesn't leave his bedroom. He plays Call of Duty all the time. He is not going to stick it. And I did. And I got the highest grades possible in college, in IT. And then I went to university, the opposite end of the country. And that for me was where things changed even more. I forced myself to go out of my comfort zone. You know, I'd been in this depressive habit for so long. I went to the opposite end of the country, fresh start, did a university degree. The education was nowhere near as valuable as the social part of it, because I really come out of my shell there and I gained confidence and had fun. And that is, from there then onwards, I've always said to myself, you know what? If you want something, you can get it, and you just got to work hard, because nobody would have predicted that I even got a degree after what had happened, you know?
Wow.
So I wasn't even going to get past school. So
Wow.
coming out of a degree.
Well, man, I can understand. I can't understand, and then most people, almost everyone that hasn't gone, have been going through such a, bad circumstances, cannot imagine through what you went through, and it's so easy to get through an anxious period, anxiety, depression, but man, you went out of it, and that's where you're different than most people, right?
Yeah.
So maybe how were you able to get out such a dark period and understood, okay, I'm having this life, I need to be grateful and I need to make the best out of it, because that's the hard part. That's the
Yeah, that is.
how did you,
Yeah.
maybe some people that are struggling, how did you do that, man?
It was 100% when I was at university, the people that I had around me. So I surrounded myself with people that I wanted to be like.
Right,
And those people really, they say, don't they, that you become the average of the 5 people that you hang around with.
right.
And so I literally, I did so much research before going to university about
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And I specifically wanted to become friends with people that would help me on my journey, the real outgoing people, the people that played sport because I enjoyed sport, the people that would get me out of the shell so that when I was feeling bad, and don't get me wrong, I felt bad quite a lot, they would bring me out and they would force me out, they would drag me out and say, come on, come on. And after a while, it just became second nature then. It became like a habit. I got out of the
Mhm.
depressive slump. I get like little bits of rebounds here and there, so I do go back into it, but then I just remember the hard times and I can slowly get myself back into
Wow.
a good place.
Man, it's not a lot of time. I'm speechless. But what happened to you, and we don't have to go in detail, is so hard. Especially because how old were you when it happened?
It was 2005, so I'd been 13, 14 years old.
Man, one of the hardest time that can happen to you.
Yeah, yeah, literally
Losing
secondary school.
one, you lost your eyesight at one eye, totally.
Yeah, so it was a paintballing accident. So basically, the paintball hit me. Luckily, my nose took most of the impact, which luckily saved me from having like a glass eye, because that was on the agenda at one point. But we paid to go to a private hospital down in London, and they found like this small minor hole in my actual globe of the eyeball. And then they seen it, fixed that up, and that saved me having a glass eye. But the vision, yeah, is like 99.9% gone.
No. It's,
But I'm so grateful to actually have it. Like I don't want to I literally I could be in such a worse case. There's so many more people that are worse off than me. So
yeah, you
I'm
say that.
grateful that I still got it and it still looks relatively normal. Like I've just had surgery to because where it went blind, it went outwards.
I told you that you cannot see it when you're talking with you. I'm talking with you on video. I cannot see it, and
Yeah,
that's true. But again, man, losing your eyesight in one eye, and that's where I want to stop talking about it as well. It's extremely hard. But I think really your mindset, even before that, you're a special person. You have a lot of ambitions, and
yeah,
like you said, once it was sports, but you took that ambition from sports towards social media.
yeah.
So man, it's so exciting where you're gonna be. Our client is one of the happiest clients because of you, because of your live stream. You understand the algorithm, the platform.
That makes
So
me so happy. Thank you.
where are you gonna be next? Like, what do we need to expect? What is your
Well,
what is your goal? Do you have a specific goal where do you want to be? And it's not regarding time because you
no,
grow quickly, and I don't think we should put it in a limit.
no.
But what can we expect next from you, man?
Well, to be honest with you, my goal is just to make as many people happy and positive as possible. Honestly, that is what I aim to do. So similar to like, this is massive scale, like Mr. Beast and the way he just
Yeah,
literally, he's just an absolute legend. I love that man.
yeah.
So probably not quite going to get to his level, but I just want to keep growing and spreading positive, happy vibes, and just really give that for people that suffer like with the coronavirus. And a lot of people been going through tough times, and even one person that I've made happier in that time, that makes me happy, man.
Wow, man. Beautiful. That's really why you're here, huh? To make people
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, literally, yeah,
So,
because I know how it feels to be on the opposite side of it, and it can be hard, really hard. So, you know, if my story of that background motivates somebody with a similar problem to get out of that and feel good again, then I'm literally the happiest man in the world.
Oh man. So basically to round it up, because it's such a lot of knowledge that is shared over here. What would you recommend people that are, you know, going through a pretty hard phase right now? What would you recommend to them to kind of get out of it? You already of course said surround yourself with people that are positive,
Yeah.
and you know they bring you up. So what would you suggest really? What are the success factors you suggest those people, no matter how old they are, to do in order, you know, to get out of this negative spiral, negative
So
way?
for me, I think the number one step, and number one step that was for me, was acknowledging the fact that that is how you are at this moment in time. Because there was a period where I would deny it. I was like, no, I'm not depressed. I'm a man. I'm not depressed. You know, acknowledge if you are, acknowledge it, so then you can start to do something. So once you've accepted that within yourself, you can then go and work towards something. So I think by achieving something will make you feel good. And once you start setting yourself goals and just literally achieving, waking up early in the morning, if that is something that you want to do, and if that's just the first thing that you achieve, that will make you feel good. It could be anything that you want to achieve. Once you achieve that first thing,
Yeah,
you'll want to achieve more.
yeah.
And like I say, surround yourself with people that also have the same goal, and speak out and speak to people, because you'll be surprised how much it helps.
Man, Shaun, thank you so much for being in the podcast, and
No worries, man.
audience will see and hear a lot about you, and we will work together on a lot of partnerships as well. So thanks for joining us, and don't forget
Thank
to,
you for having me, man. Thank you for having
yeah,
me.
and don't forget to follow, of course, Shaun on his TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. It's Shaun.Nyland, right?
Shaun.Nyland on pretty much every social, apart from Instagram, is Shaun Nyland _.
Awesome, perfect. Thanks
There
for
we are.
sharing,
Thank
and
you
don't
so
forget
much.
to like and subscribe this channel, people, because we can get a lot more people like, not like Shaun Nyland, but maybe close to him in this podcast.
Thank you, man. Speak
Thanks
to you
for being
soon.
here, man.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Shaun.
Bye bye.